What an honor it was to be able to build upon our centennial fire tonight. Every piece we add tonight and throughout the week stand as a symbol of the strength, history, and diversity of our great movement. And each have their story to tell. But now, at the brink of a new century, and at the start of our centennial conference, I hear these flames echoing but one message. Welcome to NOAC. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about a different scouting symbol. One that is spoken little about, yet speaks volumes. Shoulder loops. That's right, shoulder loops, tabs, epaulets. They go by many names, and they come in many colors. Yet, there they sit, proudly on our shoulders. These little pieces of ribbon tell a great deal about us as Scouts. Those of you adorning olive ascribe to traditional Boy Scouting. Many of you lodge chiefs sport the silver to show your status as a council official. And those of us on a regional or national committee wear the gold to do the same. In any event, the tabs are very telling about our office or our standing within the Boy Scouts of America. We wear our loops proudly as a symbol of what we've worked hard to achieve. This is a story in line with what we've been taught all of our lives. Throughout high school and now college, I've always been taught to devote my time to this type of personal growth. Thus, I take what honors classes I can enroll in. I wear my pride as a Scout through the Eagle insignia, and I do what service I can be involved in to build me as a person and to set me apart. We live in this culture of I and me and my, and you know what? There's a place for that. Good for you. Work hard and certainly show it. But don't sacrifice the we for the me. Remember others, bring spirit to others, and serve others all of your life. That's the central focus of the Order of the Arrow. Distinguish yourself through hard work, and, as much as you do for yourselves, do the same and more for other people. Let us also make that the central focus of this week. That the service we give, that the friendships we make, ripple forward into the lives of others through a renewed sense of service and passion for the Scouting program. Your troops, your lodges, and your councils need programs as dynamic as the one you'll take hold of this week. But wait a minute. When I consider this lofty call, two questions burn in my mind. Why and how should my experiences here serve Scouting? Aren't I just here to have fun? And the answer is certainly yes, absolutely. But there's so much more. Scouting needs your dedication. So let's answer the first piece of that question. Why? Scouting shrunk by 7% in the year 2014. It's as if 1,050 of the 15,000 of us gathered here in this room tonight got up and left. 194,000 fewer youth in this country are Scouts than this time last year. And there are a number of reasons for this. Our critics call the Boy Scouts of America outdated. Our critics question the relevance of our values and practices. Some critics even go as far to say that the world today does not need the Scouting program. This week, we're going to prove the critics wrong. Because we know the truth. We're living the truth. We know that Scouting is as alive and well as ever before, and we see the Scouting success stories all around us. The boy in a struggling household who finds a father figure in his Scoutmasters. The youth in an underserved community who builds a neighborhood among his troop. the boy in a struggling school who facilitates his learning in the outdoors. Perhaps your scouting success story is you. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a problem to be afraid of. This week, we have an opportunity to serve scouting, to keep scouting relevant, to support scouting so it can continue to deliver its message of positivity and selflessness in the world today. This story changes now because it starts with us. But we've done the easy part. We've done the easy part. We know the membership numbers, and we know that the solution starts here with each one of us. This is the same story that we hear in scouting meetings and boardrooms all across the country. Today, we rise above the level of conversation. Today, we act. Spreading the BSA's message to potential new scouts, their parents, and the world over involves each and every one of us wearing our enthusiasm for scouting as proudly as we wear our shoulder loops, proclaiming it as loudly as ever before. Let's answer the second part of our original question. How exactly do we allow our passion to ripple forward? Well, I've got a couple suggestions I'd like to share. The first is to find someone who inspires you. You know, when I consider why so many boys joined scouting so long ago, I credit the person that scouting's founder was and the influence he had. Lord Robert Baden-Powell was larger than life, a person others wanted to be, so they followed. Let's take a note from our founder. Allow yourselves to be inspired, because it is only by being inspired yourself that you can pay it forward to others. I'd like to share the story of an airman who inspires me. He was a Vigil Honor member and an Eagle Scout from the Wahainasa Lodge of the Middle Tennessee Council. And he did some great things there, including serving as two-term chief and later section chief. And in December of 1996, he was even elected to serve as the National Vice Chief of the Order of the Arrow for the coming year. Unfortunately, I never got to meet this fine airman. Josh Shane was taken from us too soon when, in October of 1997, he was tragically killed in an automobile accident. Those who knew Josh compared him to a North Star, a leader who others could direct their life by. They say he was witty, friendly, dependable, loyal, and in every situation, fun to be around. They say Josh demonstrated leadership and service in his every encounter with airmen and non-airmen alike. Yet, you need not have known Josh to be inspired by the example he set, molded by the principles of brotherhood, cheerfulness, and service, which continue to live on today. Today, I bring Josh's example with me wherever I go, manifested in the shoulder loops I wear, which were worn by him and passed down by every vice chief since him. These tabs are a constant reminder to me to cheerfully serve the life-changing mission of the Boy Scouts of America and those who so desperately need it. So allow yourselves to be inspired. Follow the trail that your hero before you has blazed, and in doing so, contribute to the succession of that chain. Make yourself into a person that others want to follow. In the Order of the Arrow, we're in the business of changing lives, and you never know the effect you'll have in shaping the life of another. My second suggestion is to remember those who chose you to serve. Our conference theme this week teaches us that a better scouting movement, a more dynamic Order of the Arrow, and even a better world start with each and every one of us. And this point becomes particularly striking when we consider who we, as arrowmen, serve. I know I'm speaking from experience here. It's easy to get caught up in a lodge. As banquet chairman, as unit elections rep, as lodge chief, maybe all at the same time. You're never saying yes to just one position in the Order of the Arrow, but it's okay, because it's only an hour a week. But we must remember that it wasn't our lodge brothers who first chose us. It was the members of our troops, our fellow scouts. This evening, you will have the opportunity to sit down with a contingent and answer an airman's call to serve scouting. Others considered you worthy, and that is a very powerful point, because you possess a mandate to serve. I encourage you today to live up to this charge, to serve your units just as faithfully as you have served your lodges. Think as creatively and work as fiercely for your troops and its scouts as you do for your lodge, and you can quite literally change the trajectory of the scouting movement for the better. The Order of the Arrow exists to support scouting, lodges exist to support councils, and each of us, individual airmen, live to serve our units and our fellow scouts. Now, I'm going to deliver a challenge to support scouting. Later tonight, you will have the opportunity to sit down with your contingent to reflect on the day and the impact you hope to make this week and beyond. Tonight, you will be prompted to answer a number of perplexing questions. Do we possess the passion we need to serve the scouting program? Why or why not? How can we change that? Are we able to identify and fix issues within our own troops? Why or why not? How can we change that? What small acts of service can each of us do to better serve our units, our councils, and scouting as a whole? During this reflection, identify one thing that each of you can do to improve the quality of the program. It could be to plan a new, dynamic, exciting event, or it could be to sit down with your unit at a quiet retreat. It could even be to visit a place you've never been before. In any event, think outside of the box. Springboard these ideas off of the members of your lodges during this reflection you will do tonight. And then, this week, gather the tools and the passion that you need to support the scouting program and make it happen. Attend training. Discover the secret to ruling the world. Visit the hub. Make a new friend through Spark. Finally, use these experiences to make your idea happen by December 31st of this year. Work with urgency, my brothers, because scouting needs you. Scouting needs your dedication. Scouting needs your commitment. It doesn't matter what color shoulder loops you wear. Each of us have a role to play, and the solution starts with us. So, my brothers, join me with a renewed sense of service and passion for the scouting program as we build scouting's future together.